Oh, hi. Okay, do you want to do it today? You talk to everybody then. Tell them the news. Use your words. Come on now, you can do it. Well, hello everybody. I better make sure you can hear me. I better make sure you continue to have food. I'm going to get that so I don't worry about it while we're doing mailbag. Give me 1 second. I'll check to make sure you can hear me while I'm doing this. Okay. Oh, feels good to sit down for a minute. All right. So, I know you guys must have heard me because Pat says I hope he's getting enough food for all of us. And use your words from Scooters. So, okay. Oh, there we go. Mama Lund, making it very clear we can hear you. Good. Bottom camera. Oh, okay, good. Brenda Lynn, thank you for letting me know. Let's restart the camera before we go. I know that starts stuff sometimes. Hang on. I'm going to start the sound camera too. Okay. We should be about as synced up as we're going to get. I wish I had the ability to do my camera up close with these little kittens for you because they're being so cute. This little face is too much, but I'll just have to take some pictures and post them for you. Let me see here. So, no big news this week that you guys haven't already heard since we've been doing the close-ups if you watch those, but if you don't, the big news is that Jumper has an approved adopter, and that approved adopter is going to pick her up at the end of the month. So Jumper's going to stay with us for a little while longer. That's, I think, the only big news. These kids grown up super healthy, super fine. They've all got their eyes open. I predicted that today would be the day we'd start to see them get their back legs under them a little bit, and it looks like I was right. Look, she's standing up all the way. Not very sturdy, but she did definitely just have her feet under her and everything off the floor. So that's big progress from these kids. I think also that these kids are all starting to like me to various degrees, some more than others. Pretty soon I'll have a real feel for which ones are the ones that are going to be extra social. So it's all good. This one, you're always watching. You just are always just watching. Yes, you are. I know. Okay. Let's see. There were some things I wanted to talk to you guys about. I brought this for you, didn't I? And then I didn't give you any. That's really rude, isn't it? I'm giving them dry food right now because last night I ran out of the wet food. I didn't realize I hadn't ordered any, and it will show up. The new order will arrive here any minute now. But they just get to go for 1 or 2 meals with the dry food, which they prefer anyway. Although I have to say that the out there is getting they're a little extra feisty this morning because they've all had their favorite treats in the whole world. They would rather eat this than their regular food, but they feel like they haven't had breakfast because they haven't had their regular food, despite the fact they've had plenty of snacks, more than they would regularly eat of anything. So they're plenty well fed, but they're still extra feisty because they feel like they haven't had breakfast just because the routine is upset. Kids, you know. Anyway, things will be back to normal soon because, like I said, that food's coming in today. No big deal. Which does remind me, we did have one person. Oh, there's the thing I wanted to talk to you about, too. There we go. It all comes together. I was going to say we had one person who sort of jumped the mailbag queue and sent us some stuff directly here to the house, which turned out to be really useful. I think that was Rhonda. I didn't bring the slip with me like I usually do to get the names right, so if I'm remembering the wrong person, I am so sorry. I'm pretty sure it was Rhonda that sent us 2 boxes, the big boxes of the Boxy cat litter that we use. And like I said, it was very handy because we did run out of that too, and I had those right here, and it was super useful. So thank you so much for sending that. I really appreciate it. And that brings me to the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about, which was the post office box, which I know is something that you've all wanted. And I even made the bold statement yesterday that if I was good, I would be able to give you the new post office box address today during mailbag. And I did try. But I don't have it yet. Here's what happened is I went through the process of signing up for the post office box online, which they let you do now. That's very convenient. And my plan was to take the papers and go to, so what happens is you sign up online, but even after you finish the process online, there's a form that you have to bring in. And to validate the form, when you bring it in person, they need 2 forms of ID. And I have my driver's license, no problem, and they'll even take it even though it's still the Connecticut one. I believe they'll take it because they just need the driver's license to prove who you are. It's got a picture on it, it's got my name on it, done. And then they need another thing to prove where you live, which in this case, the only thing that I have that was also on their list of things they accept is the title to this house that we just purchased. And I have that, and I just saw it yesterday, and I didn't think that I was going to need it for the post office trip, so I didn't really make too much of when I saw it yesterday. Then I realized it was on the list of things that I needed, and I had to go find it again. I was looking for it this morning, just up until 5 minutes ago when I did find it. Spoilers, I did find it. But I spent all morning looking for it. I remembered so clearly yesterday, like the circumstances of where I saw it. Like I remembered specifically seeing it in a particular box, like with some other specific stuff. So as I'm looking for it this morning, I'm looking for it where I saw it with that box, with that stuff. Like I'm looking for that box and that stuff, and I'm like, if I find the box and the stuff, I'm going to find the title. And I'm looking and looking, and it went over everything in the entire house like 3 times. Anytime where I saw papers, I dug through the papers quickly to make sure that it wasn't in the papers, and then I would keep looking for the box and the stuff and the box and the stuff and the box and the stuff. And the box and the stuff turned out to be a false memory. I definitely did see the title yesterday because it was in some papers that I went through extensively for something else yesterday, but it was not at all where I remembered it. It was exactly where I would have looked for it if I had just not known where it was. If I didn't think I knew where it was exactly where basically it should be. It wasn't with the box and the stuff. It was exactly where it was supposed to be. So that's why I didn't find it until finally I was going through everything like the 4th time, and I'm digging. I'm like, I got to really look through these papers this time. And it was right there, right where it should have been the whole time. But I found it with like 5 minutes to spare, so I couldn't go to the... My plan, obviously, was to take it and the stuff to the post office today before mailbag, get the stuff from them, get the actual post office box number, and then come back here and have it for you for mailbag today. Yay! But I ran out of time, so not today. But soon, I can take care of it any time this week, and I'm going to do that because I've got also to pick up some prescriptions from the CVS pharmacy that's like right close to there. It's right close. And I got to do that anyway, so it's going to happen real soon, like today or tomorrow, one way or the other. And once it does, I'll let you know in a close-up, and I'll let you know next week at mailbag. There will be an address. Since I'm bringing it up again, I do just want to say again that I don't really want you guys to send anything. I don't know how to say that so it doesn't sound rude. And I really don't mean it to be rude because I do greatly appreciate everything that everyone has sent for years. For a decade now. It's been almost a decade. You guys have been mailing in stuff, and it's been so useful, and you've kept this place going the way that it's been going. It's unbelievable, especially when we moved just now from Connecticut to here. We had to go through all that stuff, and we had to sort of, there was a lot of it that we weren't going to bring with us because moving is prohibitively expensive, and you start looking at everything in your life like, yeah, but is it worth more than X per pound, which is the amount it costs to move it, like X dollars per pound. Is it more or less than X dollars per pound? If it's less, get rid of it and just buy a new one. That's the way it goes. You start looking at your entire life in like dollars per pound, and just does it hit the margin? Does it hit the cutoff? Is it taller enough to ride the ride or not? My point being not that. My point was that we had to go through everything that everyone has sent for the 6 years that we were in Connecticut, and a fair amount of stuff that made it over from Illinois before that too. So just everything, and we had to, I felt like we're not a charity. I want to be clear about that. I've always been very clear about that. Kitten Academy, not a charity, but Dawes is a charity. And I've always tried to run Kitten Academy as though it were a charity. We always treat the funds that people send in as being for the kittens, not for us. It's not for our lifestyle, it's for the kitten's lifestyle. When you have a charity, everything that is given to the charity, that is the charity's property. Like if I say I turn Kitten Academy into an official charity and I decide, well, the car that I have, I never used to go anywhere unless I'm going there on Kitten Academy business, so I'm going to give the car to Kitten Academy, the charity. Now, it is the Kitten Academy charity's car. The Kitten Academy owns it, and I get to take that as a donation that I've given to the charity and write it off my taxes, which just means that I take the amount that it's worth and say that much money I didn't make this year. I didn't make that much money this year. And so I have to pay less taxes because I'm not paying taxes on that amount of money. It's not like I just get the amount of money for the car in my pocket. It's not like that at all. But it is like I get a good, 20% of the amount of money that would have been the cost of the car in my pocket. It is very much like that. So once I've given my car, though, they don't want people sort of using that as a way to cheat the system because, like I said, it's like getting 20% of the cost of the car right in my pocket. So they don't want people to do that and then just end up, the charity donated the car back to me because it was going out of business. And so it's my car again. And that 20% is free money I made. It's in my pocket. They don't want people doing that kind of stuff, and I'm sure people will do it left and right. So there is a rule that when you have property that belongs to a charity, if the charity does go out of business or close down, it has to give all of that stuff that it owns to another charity. It has to go to another sort of nonprofit or continue on in that same vein, whatever the legal argument there would be. So my point being that with all that stuff that you guys had sent in, I felt like the only thing I could do with it besides move it that was sort of proper was to give it to a proper charity like Dawes, which is what we did. I gave so much of it to Dawes. There was so much to give to them. Oh my goodness. There were another thing that you all had sent to us some time ago. So much stuff that I was hanging on to for some day that has been used now because it was hanging on for just this sort of huge event. Anyway, someone had sent in these giant Mylar duffel bags, like these big zip open, like huge size duffel bags for moving stuff. I think they were sent in for endowments. So in a way, they actually got used for endowments. I ended up putting all that stuff in there and giving the duffel bags to Dawes, and there were, I want to say there were 8 or 10 of these just giant duffel bags, like almost the size of a fridge. They're not small. They're not like duffel bags that you would bring to the gym. They're bigger than that, much bigger. So there were just a ton of those. And on top of that, that doesn't include all the stuff that were like the extra cardboard little cat trees and scratchers. And there was one that was shaped like a llama, I think. I'm trying to remember some of the more fun ones. Like there was the food trucks and things that I wanted to put up a little town of like cardboard stuff. Cardboard does not make the dollars per pound cutoff. Generally speaking, I think I did bring, speaking of cardboard, I think I did bring the last remaining cat condo, the cardboard condos that we have. I think Pat sent us most of those. There was one left, and I have that. That did make it because of nostalgia. Also, I do have the last cheese, which is going to come in here, and I think it's going to be the last cheese. I'd like us to move on to something else. The cheese has always been fun, but I think we can find something new. We've done the cheese. The cheese it's cheesed out. I don't want to get all cheesed off. These puns, why with the cheese? It's too much. It's too cheesy. It's too easy. There's just too many cheese puns that have been way overdone. Okay, so I covered all that in extensive detail. I was saying mailbag. That was all a tangent from the post office box number that I don't have yet, but I want to get to you. I should check to make sure you can still hear me, because I know the camera that's got the sound in here is one, I think it's one that dies once in a while. But nobody is complaining about that. Good. Cool. Scooter, yeah, no, I want to be clear. Don't send me cheese. Don't send me new condos, okay? Please, that's a good way to get back around to what I was actually trying to say, which is that you guys have all sent so much for so long. I'm going to get you a post office box number here so that people that really want to send things can send things, but I don't want to pick it up again without just mentioning again that guys don't have to send anything. If you do send stuff, please keep it about the kittens. I don't feel personally bad if you are sending stuff that's for the kittens, because that's between you and the kittens. I'm just a mediator in that sort of deal that you are making with the kittens. I'm not part of it, so that's up to you. They don't need stuff from you, though. We do take pretty good care of them. We're going to give them stuff whether you send it or not. But that's what it's for. The post office box is there in case you really feel like you just have to do it, regardless of the fact that I'm saying we don't need it. Then that's how you do it. That's what it's there for. If, on the other hand, you are someone who's watching me sitting here and the fact that my face is like cut off 9 times out of 10, it's because I'm not the face here. These kids are what it's about. It's not about me. But if you see me and you just feel like I got to send that guy something, don't. I would say don't, first off. And then I would say if you really feel like you want to send something for me, just send me a note. Like, I love a letter, saying how you found us, what you think about Kitten Academy, or, just anything. How's your day? Letter, a note, a card, a postcard, that kind of stuff I love, especially because it's inexpensive and it's personal. It makes me feel like I've got a connection with you, and I like that too, and I'll read it during mailbag. Glad to do it. That's the best thing. Whereas if you want to send us like knickknacks or housewarming gifts or stuff like that, I would strongly discourage it. I know some of you are going to do it anyway, and I'm going to appreciate it anyway, but I want to keep putting that out there as I'm bringing up a new address. There may be people that haven't heard me say this before, that haven't heard me say, it's there because some of you really insist that we have something like that available to you. It's not there because we need handouts. That's not what it's there for. So that's what I want to say. That's all, I guess. So thank you, Scooter, for mentioning that now people are going to send us tons of cheese. No matter what I just said, no matter what you think of what I just said, don't send us any more cheese. The cheese era is over. Okay, it's over. It's the end of that era of Kitten Academy. It's been a decade, of cheese, and so it's time for us to move on. We can do better now. It's a new era. I think we'll see. Who knows? Maybe we try this experiment and it fails, and we're all back to cheese, and it looks like one of those, really scary Kraft mac and cheese commercials from the '90s where everything was made of cheese. That would be a really frightening world to live in. No matter how much you like cheese, it's not a sustainable universe. It's just not. Where does it all come from anyway? Are there giant cows somewhere on like another planet? Because they can't be here. They would be made of cheese too. That doesn't work. I have no idea how that universe, how is it supposed to work? Okay. Enough about that, though. Where was I? Anything else that we have to cover? We covered the fact that Jumper has an adopter. She's going to get picked up at the end of the month. These kids are doing super healthy and wonderful. Mailbag, I almost got you a post office box, but I didn't. That was news. That was news. Something just didn't even happen. It's basically nothing at all. I'm just telling you, I'm making it into news. There was nothing. That was really what that news was. By the way, nothing happened. It was really big news. I'm going to talk to you about it for half an hour. Absolutely nothing happened. I guess that's it. Yeah. I'm still obviously making progress on everything here, making little updates now every day. We got the radon. If you were following that, we had radon problems with the garage or annex. I call it the annex, which don't get confused. The annex is the other building here. That was a message I just got about the old house and the people there that are doing work on it. I guess I can tell you about that if you're curious, but because now we're talking about stuff that's us, not kittens. So if you're just here for kittens, you can tune out. That's fine. Anyway, the annex, we had high levels of radon there. They just came back yesterday and finished that radon system, the mediation system that's supposed to remove it. So now we do some testing and make sure that it actually does get rid of the radon, and then I'll feel much better about that being the place where we go to work out, to get healthy, because we won't be breathing in radioactive gases at the same time. That's the world we live in. So that'll be nice. And then the message I just got, people are going to want to know, you guys, I know you want to know, how's the old house doing? And the answer is that it's not even on the market yet, but it's very close now. The guy that we are going with, that we've gone with for our real estate agent, we told him right up front that we're going to want him to do some things to get it ready first, and I'm going to want him to be fully responsible for that. And he has taken that and run with it. He's been fully responsible for it. The only thing he's really bothered me with is, I think we should hire these guys. Here's how much money they want. Can you call them and give them the money? Great. That's what we've done. So we've been slowly fixing up the things that he thinks needs to be fixed up at the old house, and we're on the very end of it. That message I just got was from the landscapers that he wanted to just sort of tidy up the garden so that when people pull up, it doesn't look like there's an axe murderer hiding in the gardens. It looks more presentable. This was them saying that by Monday they're going to have the whole thing cleaned up. That was the last thing on his list, and then it's going to actually be on the market, the house. It's going to be up for sale, and fingers crossed it'll sell quickly, I hope. And just that'll just be done. I can close the book on it and move on. That would be a really nice feeling. There's still a lot of things that are pending for that. So even if a buyer, if it got listed on Monday and a buyer turned up on Monday and had an offer and we wanted to accept it, there would still be a lot of work to do. But it's, hopefully at least we have that rolling soon. So that's the old house. And then I saw just before I started, I think it was Muma Land, but it might have been someone else who asked about how DJ's new job is and how was our vacation trip to Colorado. So briefly, not going into those too long, DJ's new job, it hasn't really started yet. Yes, she started at the new job this week, and she's been there this week, but it's all just been orientation. It hasn't been any real work yet, so she hasn't really started her job. She doesn't feel like she's been doing her job yet, and so I can't really say how she likes it yet. I will say that actually going into work is something that she sort of needs in her life to be a happy, satisfied human being, and I think just having gone in this 1 week even has made a difference for her. So it's ironic, I guess. Most people would feel better being on vacation than being at work. Definitely the opposite, where being on vacation just makes her feel stressed out after long enough, and it was a long one. She's getting pretty stressed there at the end, but now I think she's starting to feel better there. Anyway, on Monday, she does go in and do real work. She starts real work, or real jobbing things with real patients and doing doctory stuff and saving lives, or not, as the case may be. I don't know. You win some, you lose some. Why am I saying that? That's a terrible thing to say. Anyways, Monday she starts the real job, part of the job. She's going to be in the ICU doing her ICU stuff that she studied for 10 years now, and it's been a lot of practice at, and it's going to do great. And this will be her first real day of real doctor work as a real attending full doctor, and it's fantastic. So very exciting. That's Monday. As for the vacation to Colorado, it was fantastic. It was actually, Colorado was beautiful. It's another case of every time that I've ever traveled anywhere in my life, no matter how many pictures I've seen of it online, no matter how much time I've spent imagining it, talking to people who have been there, it doesn't matter like what you've been exposed to. It's when you go there in person, it's always different than you thought it would be. And better, usually better, I think. Maybe I just don't have a very good imagination. You know, that could be what it is. But it definitely was more beautiful than I expected. And we just took the time to go into the Rocky Mountain National Park. We went all the way to like the sort of the peak that you get to go to there, and then back down again. And it was fascinating. I've never done anything remotely like that in my life. And it was beautiful, but it wasn't just beautiful. It was also really interesting from just an experiential perspective. The higher that we got, even just being in town, we stayed in a town that's called Estes Park. It's right outside of the Rocky Mountain National Park, so people that go there all stay at the same town, so everybody's been there. Most of you, anybody that I'm talking to right now that's been to the Rocky Mountain National Park Preserve has been to this town. It's kind of cool that way that we all have that in common now that I've been there. Wow, while we're talking, this little girl has traveled all the way over here to see Mom. That's a lot of walking around. They're doing so well today. Anyway, even in town, I noticed the difference in my ability to catch my breath. Like I always felt just a little bit out of breath, like going up the stairs, and you got to stop for a minute and catch your breath after you go up the stairs, you know? A little bit like that, even just in the town. But then as you go from the town to the peak, you go up another 1.5 miles, I want to say, a mile and a half difference between, actually doing the math on it, it might just be a mile, but it's in that neighborhood anyway, straight up. That's just straight up distance, not the distance that you're traveling, you know, sideways across the map to get to the peak of the mountain, but just straight up like and by the time you get to the top of it, breathing is like a challenge. Like that's the highest I've ever been in my life, and I would not have expected it to feel the way that it does. And just having that experience, just getting it firsthand, no matter how many times, you know, I read about mountain climbers and how some of the people that go really high have to bring oxygen, and how athletes will train at altitude so that they bring in less oxygen so that their lungs work better. You know as a fact, like I know for a fact that when you get to that altitude, breathing is going to it's going to be harder to get the oxygen that you need because the air is thinner. I knew that, but actually experiencing it, it's different. It doesn't feel like I would have expected it to feel. It really does feel exactly like I just ran up 3 flights of stairs and I got to catch my breath. But I haven't just gone up 3 flights of stairs. I haven't done anything. I'm sitting down, just sitting around, and that's the way it is. It's crazy. It's just crazy. And it's fascinating. It's an experience that I would recommend to anybody to have at least once in their life for the experience. But then on top of it, it's beautiful. It's just the views, the mountains, the everything, just gorgeous. Wow. And the town itself is, by virtue of being this town where everybody that goes to the National Preserve stays, is a touristy town full of cute little shops and, it's got this little boardwalk that goes along a creek and it's real pretty. It's just fun. It's exactly what you would expect of a sort of touristy trap town. Friendly people, tons of hotels. Everybody there is from somewhere else, which is cool. It's cool. Just a lot of fun all around. I had a great time. Would recommend, would do it again if I had time, but I think it would be more fun to just go to all the other national parks. In fact, hi, buddy, look at you. I knew you're actually trying to get my attention. You actually are, and it's working. Look, you got my attention. You want this? Last time I drove back from the old house in Connecticut to here, I took either a wrong turn or I just went a different way. I don't remember how, but I ended up taking a different way back that goes through a national preserve. There's one right here, just north of the Poconos, like 30, 45 minutes north of where we live. So real easy day trip. And it sort of starts there, and it goes most of the distance from there up to, sort of north of, I don't know. I don't know where it goes. My point being, I accidentally drove through it on the way home last time from Connecticut to here, and driving through it, it was fun. It was pretty. It was just forest for a good 30 to 30 miles plus, just nothing but forest and little log cabins and campgrounds and stuff. And I just love that. So the fact that that's so accessible might make it something that we could do once in a while. I'd like to see some other ones too. I always wanted to see Yellowstone. I think that's the first one that a lot of people think of, or the Grand Canyon. Those things. Anyway, good times. I don't know. That's it. I'm just talking now about nothing. It was nice. Thanks for spending your morning with me, your Saturday. Appreciate it. Sorry I didn't get that post office box. But it's been fun hanging out with all of you. These little kids are getting to the age now where they're just starting to have some personality and want to hang out with me for the first time and sort of being able to express that. And they are expressing it, so it's good. Oh, you look very offended that I just kissed you. That's some hard eye contact, and you made a little meow, like, what did you just do? So offended. Oh, so offended. Wow, can I get a picture of how offended you are? Because that look is like, what did you do? Oh, now you're giving me the stink eye, too. Wow. Okay, that's next level. All right, let's just get the offended look. There you go. Yeah, okay, that little stink eye was too much. Look at you. Oh, they're so cute right now. I wish all of you could be here. You'd love it. Yes, you would. I wouldn't love it very much, actually. That's a lot of people to have in my house, and I even one person is kind of a lot to ask of me, the way I am socially. So don't do that. But I just was trying to say that it's really cute, and you would love it. That's all. Yes, well, you all need to be very annoyed so that when you start to get bigger, you love it. So you love getting annoyed, don't you? Yeah. You always look so spacey. Are you just going to be like Thoughtful Hal when you grow up? Just all full of deep thoughts all the time? Huh? You're just thinking about stuff all the time? We'll see from Haiku. You're the one that traveled all the way over to see your mom off of the rug, right? Good work. Maybe I'll find the microphone for next week's mailbag and have a post office box number for you, and things will start to feel like they're really back to normal. I don't know what's up with this camera. Like, in theory right now, it's wired up to the same machines. Like, it's just wires. It should work exactly as well as it did at the old house, and it definitely doesn't. The only thing I can really do from here is to like set up some equipment to do some serious line testing and figure out if the line is like, I don't know, maybe it ran too close to a fluorescent light or something and we're just getting a bad signal, and I don't know. Oof. Actually, if I had to guess from the way it's acting, I would say that maybe it's this router that is not the old router. It's the one that he had here at the house that I'm using. I say router, it's a switch, like the backbone, like the central hub where everything comes together for this network. It might be that is the problem. It might be a little too smart, and maybe this is such a long connection. As long as like we connect to the camera, we put it up on the thing, it's got to stream that data, and it just keeps going and going and going and going for such a long time that eventually the router, the switch starts to sort of cut it off. Could be the case. It would fit some of the symptoms I've seen. Maybe I got to switch that out before I'm happy. We'll see. I'm working on it. My point is I'm working on it. We're trying to make things better. Slowly approaching perfection. You are too cute. I just can't even haiku. I can't. You're too cute. You always have that distant look. Everybody else in the class makes this like serious eye contact with me. Haiku always just looks like she's thinking about something. I think Manny here makes eye contact with me. It's hard to tell. You can never see his eyes. Oh, yeah, you're looking at the camera, though. That's cute. You just tried to hit it. They have really bad judgment for how far away things are at this age. So you'll see them, like, swinging their paws at something that's, like, 3 feet away. They don't know yet. This is how they learn. Interesting what instincts they're born with and just have perfect right from start, and then what things they don't know, that they have to sort of learn that you would think that they might be born with. Like being able to judge how far away something is that they can reach it with their paws or not. Oh, you're going to fall asleep while I'm doing a belly rub? But I'm using both hands. I can't take a picture of you too. It's so cute. She's got her eyes. They're closing. She's just got her legs all splooted. I can see her muscles starting to relax. She's starting to fall asleep. Oh, wait, wake up, stretch. Oh, big stretch. Wait, don't go to sleep yet. Come on, you can do it. It's okay, I got you. Take a nap, I got you. Yeah, let me rub your belly a little more. It's okay. And I think she was just about to fall asleep, and she's like, wait, I can't fall asleep here. Get up. You're done now. You're not going to try to fall asleep again. Okay, we tried. You are always just watching. Such a curious little kitten. Oh, you gotta see everything, don't you? What are you seeing? Hmm? You gonna figure everything out? Do orange girls share the one brain cell that the orange boys have? Is it all just one brain cell for all oranges, or is it only orange boys? Are orange girls on their own system? Asking for a friend. Hi. Hi. You just climbed back to me, didn't you? You came back to get my attention again, and now you got it. Do you want to sleep in my hands, or do you not? Because it seems like you do. It seems like you think you do. Now you're looking at me. Hi. What are you thinking? You look like you're looking through me, though. Is there something? Is it behind me? Is there a ghost? Hmm? Oh, it's okay. Go to sleep. I got you. I got you. Go back to sleep. There you go. There you go. She seems like she wants to snuggle with me. Like that's what she's actually her goal is right now. It's not giving her a very good way to do it. Go ahead, go to sleep. I got you. I got you. Go to sleep, Ava. Close your eyes, just like me. There you go. It's safe. Yeah, you're good. That I don't know if you could hear that doorbell just now. That's the one that goes off when our doorbell just sees someone. I've explained this before. I know. It just goes off all the time because I mean it only goes off when there is someone at the door area, but it's very sensitive. So every single time there's anybody at the door area, it goes off immediately, and then it usually will go off like 2 or 3 times by the time they walk to the doorbell and then back again to wherever they came from. So I just hear it all. It feels like it goes off all day long. And we get a lot of deliveries, so it kind of does go off all day long, doesn't it? Doesn't it? You're very relaxed, but you've got your eyes wide open. You're just watching me. You're just watching me now. You want to take a nap instead? Let your eyes be closed. There you go. There you go. It's great. These kids are going to be such great little lap kittens. Oh yeah, great snugglers. This is a good instinct that you got for snuggling right here. There you go. Let yourself go to sleep. It'll be okay. Half closed. There we go. Her eyes are closed. Noticing their ears are starting to stand up a little more today. Their ears, they don't look like they're fully open, but they look like they're getting there. There it is again. Now she's really starting to fall asleep. Oh, I think her head moving woke her up. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, actually falling asleep makes it changes the whole thing, doesn't it? She's like, oh, I gotta go somewhere else. But actually, see what I mean? Now it's going off again. It'll go off again when if one of us opens the door and then gets the package that's been left. It goes off again because it sees us. So it'll go off another time. You're all looking at me. You're looking at me. It's so cool that you can see things now and where they are. Oh, I got 3 of them. They're all like making eye contact and everything. They know. Beautiful kids. Smart, smart little kids. That's right. Smart enough to know that things exist. Things exist in the world. That's how smart you are. That's good and smart. You've got your eyes open. I know you're not completely asleep, but you are just so relaxed. Maybe she's asleep. You know, sometimes you see a cat that's asleep with its eyes open. Now she's awake a little bit. Just completely relaxed. We need to get a picture of that, don't we? I got some fun stuff coming today for some cat related projects. That's probably what all that dinging was about. Her eyes aren't tracking anything. She's so relaxed. You're not asleep? Oh, not fully asleep. I guess she was about to fall asleep though, because when I touched her, she really reacted like, what? It's okay. Go to sleep. I got you. I got you. You knew I was right here the whole time. Yeah, you knew that. You got some big paws for a little tiny. It's grown up so fast. Oh. She's trying to make her head comfy so she can really fall asleep. God, it's full of sparkles. Oh, what does it mean? She was so cute sleeping there just a second ago. I didn't even notice her. Here we go. you guys are probably smarter than I am and realize that all of those doorbells, well, you know, the people at the doorbells, yeah, was the cat food that I was just talking about. I ordered all the cat food, remember? I said that, and then the doorbell started ringing a bunch, and those of you that actually have functional brains were probably like, oh, obviously that's all the cat food you ordered arriving. But then there's others of you that are like me and was like, wow, that's a lot of people coming to the door. Not just one guy making a bunch of trips with all the cat food that you just mentioned ordering. What are you going to do? So, anyway, yeah, you need more water because you're going to eat dry food, and then I'll go get everybody some wet food since it's here now. How about that? I know.